Here we have an interesting little rate problem that we can actually solve by with a system of equation using elimination by multiplication. And let's see, I guess before we start, we need to think about rate. Rate is relational to distance over time. And let's see, we got rate equals distance over time. Or if we know D or solving for D or whatever, we could say that rate times time equals the distance. And you're going to see why I rearranged it like that as we read this. So a canoeist travels 4 miles downstream. Well, 4 miles is our distance. In 1 hour, that's our time. Now, our canoeist is going with the current, going downstream. And then it returns. And the return trip, again, has got to be 4 miles. If he went 4 miles downstream and he's coming back to where his tent or his car or his camper or the dock or whatever it is, coming back, he's also going to travel 4 miles. But this time he's going against the current. And so it takes him 1.5 hours. Find the rate of the boat in the water. The rate of the total trip, both downstream and back. Well, let's see. How can we do this? Well, let's set some variables first. I'm going to set X as the canoeist. All right, then he travels downstream. So he's traveling with the current. And I'm going to say that C is equal the current. Now, when he's going downstream, he's going with plus the current. And when he's coming back upstream on the return trip, it's against the current. So let's say here then that for rate is going to be X plus C and X minus C. So X plus C is going downstream, X minus C is going upstream. And our time, I guess I could go ahead and put that in parentheses. So going downstream, time, well, that's 1 hour going downstream, and it's 1.5 hours coming back upstream. And distance, well, that's 4 miles in each case. Well, let's go ahead and distribute what we got to both equations. So now I've just got X plus C equals 4. And then I've got 1.5, because I got 1.5 times C. I mean 1.5 times X minus, so I got 1.5 X minus 1.5 X equals 4. Not XC, I'm sorry, current on that second variable. Well, let's see. I got a positive current and a negative current. And right now, I got +1 current and -1.5 current. What if I multiply this top equation by 1.5? And what will we have there? Then we'd have 1.5 X plus 1.5 C equals 4 times 1.5, which would be 6. And my second equation, second in the system, 1.5 X minus 1.5 C equals, what was it? 4. Well, let's see, let's add those together. The 1.5 C's are going to cancel. It's going to give me 1.5X plus 1.5X is 3X, 3.0X, 10. And if we want to get that rate, I guess I should have said that X is the rate. Well, let's see, what's 10 divided by 3? I shouldn't even have to pick up a calculator for that. It's going to be 3 1/3. Yeah. It is 3 1/3. So x is equal to 3 1/3 miles. We had miles here. We had hours here. Miles per hour. You know, one good thing about word problems is it does make you think, and sometimes you have to go back into things that you have already known and worked with and brings it into play, and that makes it fun.